Howdy. We are at the National Data Buoy Center, NOAA, watching the Dragon Bank, Lion Bank, Unicorn Bank, and something in between. So these are rather interesting maps. Yesterday, I made a video about stuff which is buried in the sea. And if we zoom out and go a little bit more north and enter, for example, the North Sea, there is nothing to see here, nor is in the Baltic Sea. There is nothing really visible here. Hoburg's Bank. And if we go further to the north, the same thing continues. Nothing really visible. Some features, nothing too wild. So I remember that I found this other page some time ago, and there are some marks and some things here and there, something small, numbers, Barents Sea, nothing to see. So I remembered having this map from the Baltic Sea Hydrographic Commission, BSHC, which is rather interesting. And there's many things there on the bottom of the sea, Baltic Sea, North Sea. And here we have this coloration which indicates depth. The more dark it gets, the more depth we have. And I noticed this little patch here, and I want to show you something which is very interesting. So this is the quality you get, which is much better than we have on whatever buoy center page or whatsoever. Because here on the site we just watched before, there isn't anything visible. Here we can still see things like this. So let's search for this little patch. So that's a very small patch. I don't know, is there any 10 kilometers? This is maybe one of those bars. Or the whole thing. I don't know. So anyway, there's a small patch here, and check this out. See, I went too close already. This is not even the best they can do. Now what happened again? And maybe too close, zoomed in. But there are so many interesting features here. Like, there are all over the place. And it's just very fascinating. But that's just this very little spot here in the middle of everything. And there are like other interesting things as well. For example, this. This looks very interesting, and there it's rather blurred out for whatever reason. And there is also this here and this here. And I was chatting around here on this application for some time. And I also noticed that, check this out. You can see the coast of Norway. And it's very interesting. There is like so many interesting features all over the place. Let me search this one spot. I took some screenshots and tried to do some enhancements. For example, here, you know, this might be a volcano. Or it might be just some random geological occurrence, which doesn't have to do anything with anything. These are the structures which really, they catched my eye. And I was taking some screenshots of these and tried to somehow enhance a bit. So let's have a look at them. Before we dive into, I tried to figure out where I took the screenshots. And you cannot zoom more out than this. Okay. Here is Greenland somewhere starting. I don't think we get there. Maybe that's Iceland. Don't know. But back to the Norwegian coast. And we want to go somewhere here. Yeah, I think that's the thing. This structure. Looks like this after some enhancement. Yeah. What is it? I don't know. But it looks rather interesting. That's on the bottom of the sea. And then we have, like, we have been here on the right somewhere. This might be the spot we just watched, and that's like a bigger picture. And just with enhancement, what you can do with a regular phone. And I don't say this is anything human-made. It could be, why not? There has been many, many, many kinds of Atlantises all over the world, all over the history. And this could be also some kind of ancient town or whatsoever. Because in a way it has a certain kind of structure which, yeah, rectangulars and stuff. I don't know. Buildings. Maybe their buildings that was totally different than ours, so it's probably hard for us to recognize. I don't know. Also this picture. Which is somewhere here down, I think, yes. That's what you can see if you go to the application to the map. And I thought this looks also very interesting. So I took a screenshot and did some enhancements. And we have, maybe I could zoom in a bit. I think that's very interesting. A line of craters and a line of domes. And there's something going on here too, and there are some lines. And there's all kinds of very interesting shapes, not to be used for navigation. No. Probably not. Not anymore. And I was wondering, thinking, are these shockwave patterns which go perpendicularly, and then we have some tetrahedrons going on here. Maybe that's a tetrahedron too. I don't know. What to make out of these? They look very, very interesting. And that's another one that's towards Iceland. And I just want to point a few things out. One, oh man. are we on now? Here is one, another one. That's drawn 007. I hate James Bond. There's like, just let's draw. No, it doesn't work. That's why it didn't work earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. And then we have this structure here as well. It seems there is a dome growing within some ancient, it erupted and then now it's just a new dome growing. Then we have these here, which are very interesting. Pyramids and waves. What? And again, the quality is very poor. Just to the side of it, you can see it somehow getting already a bit better. There's craters. There are many craters and stuff. And think if we could watch this picture with the same resolution we watched at the beginning, which was still blue, how much more stuff we could see. How much less we would have to guess. As is with this picture. There is something, there is something, there is something, there is something. Here we have an island. And here is something. Check this out. It looks like a crater. Might be a volcanic crater, but it has the appearance of a crater. I'm not saying it is a crater. I'm not saying it is a volcano. It is possible. But we are at the northern tip of Norway. Norway spreads up to here. We are at the northern tip of Norway. This is the channel you can see. And the crater, or whatever structure it is here in the circle. It's not very well visible, if not at all. Varanger Regional Park. Let's compare it still to the National Dadabui Center. National Dadabui Center? If you know that there is something, you can see it. Right? There is this channel. And here is this structure. So I made a little collage and asked that single question. Why is it not visible? I've been talking about volcanoes and if they have this kind of ash plume or whatever, probably stronger emissions, those function as antennas. If there is any kind of volcanic activity or whatsoever, it will interact with the weather above because it's Earth's electrical circuit, which goes from the core out towards the magnetosphere boundary and so on. So we are pinched in between. So I think that's very interesting that there is this kind of structure, and I think I enhanced it a bit. And there's also this one here. And maybe I don't know about these two, these, and these, this one, because there's obviously some kind of maybe a crack or something. Don't know. But I find this rather interesting that there we have northern Norway. Who would have thought? I didn't. But I just found that, and I think it's very interesting. Here's just for comparison what you can see on the right side on Google Earth and what you can see on the Baltic Sea Hydrographic Commission BSHC's web page application map. Very interesting. And there's some others. This we just saw. This is at the Barents Sea, I think. I didn't do anything to this yet, but this also looks very interesting. This is a screenshot I took from the high resolution little part we have, and there is this kind of structure. And I have to admit, this might be artificial, hence made by someone. Maybe. Because it has somehow like the appearance. It might be also total random geological occurrences. There are all kinds of shapes and forms. Mostly they are somehow recognizable, but that somehow stands out. And this is also very interesting, which is here is Finland, here is Sweden. And this is in the middle. And for some reason it has a very interesting shape. For another reason it is rather blurred out. But it has a very, very interesting shape. There's like a dome beside a crater or what? How to understand that? And there's all kinds of things here to see in this application. I leave a link below to this. And you can check it out. Let's see if I can find those tetrahedrons I once found. They were somewhere here. Yeah. It's somehow so obvious everywhere where it gets blurred out, there would be something. You know. Here we have some tetrahedrons. There are horizontal. But the quality isn't the best. I've been searching for those. I have found something very interesting. But I don't know where it is at the moment. And for example, this map is probably also interesting to see where the cables are going. Is there anything from interest down there? Maybe. For sure. Not only maybe. And that's probably the deepest part of the whole Baltic region. And of course, it's very hard somehow to find information about this. Let's just check out quickly the Hornfiskron. Where is it? Here. No, it gets blurred out as we go closer. Very interesting, very interesting, very interesting. Here it gets deep, where we can see the violet, but then the color ends. Oh no. This is still Denmark. How far south can we go? England. But I think I leave it here. I don't know if the silver pit is visible. Maybe that's the silver pit. Where did it go? This one. Maybe it's not this one. I've been talking about the silver pit. Doggerman people and such. Doggerland. Very interesting topic as well. So, the Baltic Sea is probably much more than many people think. Oh man, that's very hard to... Like, there's stuff like this down there. Blurred out regions and all kinds of things. But anyway, there is more than meets the eye. Thanks. Bye.